So here we'll just create a .NET Core API project. In tomorrow's session, I will tell you HTTP calls, API, browser, networking, and everything. Today we'll create the project and we'll do injecting dependencies, and I will explain you in .NET Core how we will do dependency injection, what we discussed in yesterday, and its lifetime again in .NET Core. Yesterday we did manually in console app. Now we will do everything in .NET Core app, and we'll tell you what is middlewares and everything. What is the project structure? You need to understand better. You will understand very better because yesterday we already did dependency injection. So there is no confusion now. You can create. So create a new project. We want API only because UI will be using Angular or React. So here ASP.NET Core Web App, which will have HTML files, which will call as Razor pages. We will not follow that. So that is, if you don't use Angular directly, you are using means this is one in olden days. But most of the projects will use Angular for front end. We will skip this. We will directly go with API, application programming interface. This API, web API, REST API, these all differences you can get to know tomorrow. See, .NET Core Web API, since its core, right, it is having C# implementation, and it will support Linux, Mac OS, Windows, everything, and it will support cloud and web API. So now name it module 4 API. So change the location, change the desktop files, web APIs. Create here only. Next. See, now we are using .NET 8.0, which is the current version. Configure HTTPS means automatically we can configure HTTPS support for that. Open API support means it will give the Swagger URL. What is the Swagger? I will tell you that you can, briefly understand from tomorrow's class also. Create. Yes. So go to the solution explorer. Inside that we have the project. So now in .NET we have the solution. Okay. So what is the solution? Solution is a container which is having .sln file. So I will close this and open you can understand. So go to desktop. Desktop files we have here web APIs. Module for API. So module 4 API.sln is a solution. This is the solution which is responsible for opening that particular project and all. So every project will have a solution. Okay. If we create a shared solution in two projects in shared solution, that will be opening two projects at a time. Now module 4 API, we have only solution which is having that project, which is having .sln means solution. Then it will open in the solution explorer, right? Now we have this module API project here, which is .NET Core Web API. So now it is having first one is connected services. Connected services means you are already connected with some cloud services or any other thing which is remotely. That is somewhere. Now you are connecting with some credentials, right? Both are communicating. That is connecting services. Nothing is connected as of now. Now next dependencies. Dependencies are the packages which we installed in our project. Definitely .NET Core is installed, right? Inside .NET Core, we added Swagger, right? Open API. You know that. We just added Swagger. That is from Open API. This Open API is to implement the Swagger. Swagger, you will understand from tomorrow's class. Fine, no issues. Next, so if you want to add MySQL, okay, something, right? Go to these packages, manage NoGood packages. Browse here and install MySQL. See, MySQL client we need to install, right? Simple. You want to add that MySQL. So it is added, right? And go to the solution explorer again. See, MySQL client is added. Those and all we have this in the here right click, edit project file. This is module 4 API dot CS project, C# project, correct? This is C# project. Basically, .NET we will be using Visual Basic and also C#. Two programming languages we have, but mostly we'll use C# only. So that is why it's CS project, C# project, right? Correct? It is displaying, right? So now here we have which version we are using, .NET Core, right? And so this is the package which is referring to the Microsoft Software Development Kit. And item group means all the packages which you added and along with the versions. If you remove this from here and save it, it will be disappearing from here also. If you try to do that, I will try to comment this down. Okay. See, it is removed, right? It is loaded. Control Z again. Huh? Oh, it's not coming. Okay. Let's add one more time. Okay, it's added. Okay, fine. So this is how you need to manage .cs proj if you want to. Next one. Frameworks, which framework you're using? .NET Core. .NET Core 8.2. You have all these references here, okay? You can go through that. Next, properties. So you have properties called launch settings.json. Here, when you are running the application, what is the default port, right? For HTTP, this is the default port. And otherwise, if you are using IIS, means in Windows, this is the port. If you are using HTTPS, here HTTPS, if you are using HTTP, you are using which one you need to. First, it will check for this port number. If it is not available, then it will check for this port number. Okay. Environment development and IIS Express for the Windows, because that is the server that settings need to do. That is the one. Next, app settings.json. Here, allowed all host. If you remove this allow all host, only bytesplash.in, then the request that is coming from bytesplash.in, it will accept. Even in your browser also, it will not accept. You got my point. So that we can able to enable, and all the settings like a database username, password, and all, right? Previously we used. All things we'll do in app settings.json only. Next, the main file is the program.cs. Correct? Program.cs. One second. So in old version, we have two ways. One is configure and one is configure services method. Fine. So this is the latest version. It is not having that. So మనకి ఏంటంటే configure services methods ఉంటాయి. I will tell you this here. Latest version లో అలా లేదు. చూడండి ఇక్కడ configure services, right? And configure method. Two ఉన్నాయి మనకి ఇక్కడ. If you see this material. First వచ్చి configure services is to do the dependency. Services.add transient, add singleton, add scoped. మనం నిన్న డిపెండెన్సీ ఇంజెక్షన్ చేసాం కదా. సో దట్ విల్ బి దేర్ ఇన్ ద కాన్ఫిగర్ సర్వీసెస్. కరెక్ట్? బట్ కాన్ఫిగర్ మెథడ్ ఈస్ నథింగ్ బట్ మిడిల్ వేర్. సో ఇప్పుడు చూడండి ఇక్కడ app.use https redirection. Why it will be useful? If you are using https, then https redirection should be enabled. Correct? Next, static files. So in your project, there might be a folder called images, PDFs and all. So those are in static files. If you enable that static files, then only you can able to use the resources from your local project folder. Next one is routing. For example, if you go to this particular website, I'm using student/register. If I do student/draft register, this is routing to the another page, correct? this routing to the another page. This routing and all will be enabled if you use routing. Use authorization. Authorization means go and log out here. I will just copy this URL. Go and log out it. It will go to the login page, right? Now again, if I try to save the same URL, it will come? No, it will not at all come. You understand my point? It will not at all open. It will try to log in. It will try to go to the login page and it will redirect to the dashboard, correct? This is authorization, restriction and security. You got it? These all are middlewares. The same way, when you are connecting USB to your laptop, it will ask for USB drivers. When you are using touchpad mouse in your laptop, it will ask for touchpad drivers. It's nothing but a piece of software which will communicate or establish connection between two. Here the two is, one is the .NET Core app, another one is the application. Got it? Code and application. Here it will establish the connection. This is, if you want to use HTTPS redirection, you want to do HTTPS middleware. If you want to create your custom middleware, you can always do that. Configure method is to configure middlewares. Configure service method is to configure dependencies. Are you clear till this point, everyone? ఇవే దీనికి మించి ఇంక సెట్టింగ్స్ ఏమి ఉండవు. We need to write the code after that, correct? But in .NET latest version, both are mixed. Here, app.use HTTPS redirection, app.use authorization, app.use controllers, everything is here only. ఇక్కడ చూడండి, builder.services కెళ్ళి, if you go to builder.services and to add singleton, here only it is having the same. See, both are in same place. In the main class only, okay? In the main class in program. So in previous days we have startup file and program file. Startup file నుంచి build అయ్యి program file కి run అయ్యేది main method. But it's merged now, okay? We'll just give some other class. Can we create a class here? అది ఎక్కడ క్రియేట్ చేద్దాం? Put in controllers. Add new item. I message.cs interface. Public void notify, okay? Message, sorry, string message. Antena, we create an interface. Now I want to create implementation class. New item, message.cs, which will implement iMessage, correct? Implement this public void notify string message. Means it will print it. Correct. So now tell me, this iMessage will have multiple implementations also. I will create one more class. Message 2. You can create a number of things also. Public void notify. See, now tell me which one I want to add. I can able to centralizedly do it in program file, right? iMessage, comma, message 2 or message 1, whatever it may be. Say it's a singleton, means only one object will be created and given to everyone. This is how we need to configure in the latest version. In previous versions, we have configure service method where services will be configured and configure method where dependencies will be configured. And here it is both are in the same main method only. They simplifies it, they make simplification for like that, okay? So are you understand till this point, everyone? So now what is the controller? So you can understand controllers, learn steadily from tomorrow. But today controller will accept the routing. ఇప్పుడు నేను go to here, I will put dashboard, right? And dashboard component is loaded, correct? So now here I should have a controller called dashboard, so that by default that particular method will be loaded so that we can able to, make it available. Particular it should load. Then we should have dashboard controller. It will control the request. అది మనం చూద్దాం. Okay. See, try to get it here. Here in weather forecast controller, right? We have logger. The same way we can get the iMessage also. iMessage class. iMessage comma message. Okay. Means we are doing dependency injection for here. Okay. Here I will try to read private read only iMessage message. Okay. Then we'll give put underscore for the private variable so that you can differentiate. Equal to message. So weather forecast controller, iMessage is not configured. Where is Solution Explorer? Go to View and Solution Explorer. Just make it as a public. Otherwise, that is might be the error. Let's try. This is completed. See. So any class, if you want to, any class or interface, right? If you want to access, that should be public. Otherwise, you cannot access. If it is protected, means that should have inheritance. Got it? Clear. So now you see how you will get the message to message object, because message to is already injected. So that's why for this weather forecast controller, if you use message, right, it will automatically get the message object because we already dependency injected, right? What we will do here, we'll do message dot notify. Message dot notify of. This is for the message to dependency injection. Now try to execute this. I'm using HTTPS by default in local. It will get the secure socket layer certificate by default from the Microsoft. When you are running in local, if you want to run in the server, right, you need to buy that certificate, or you want to have own server, correct? That tomorrow you will get all these operations and all. All these discussions we will do in tomorrow class. Slash. So why we are getting invalid host name? Go to app settings.json. We'll put bytesplash.in. You should allow star or the local host. You got my point. If you enable bytesplash only, it will not open all other websites or all other browsers. It will open for bytesplash people only in bytesplash website only. Otherwise, only it will open. You understand my point? Swagger is nothing but a documentation of all the APIs. By default, we have weather forecast controller, correct? Inside that we have we are getting the data, get method, try it out, it will execute and it will get all the data, correct? This is the URL for that. This get and all you can understand from tomorrow. So now if I want to add a few more methods inside this, okay, what I will do, I will create few more methods. By default, for example, public enumerable of will get list of integers, okay? List of numbers I want to get. Get list, okay? Then what I want to do, I want to create list of int nums equal to new list of integer. For that, I want to add 1, 2, 3, 4, something, okay? Then I will do return nums. You got my point. Uh, uh, uh. Just remove this enumerable and directly put this. So what we will put here as HTTP get. HTTP get name equal to list values. Okay. You got it? I created a get HTTP get method. Okay. You can understand from tomorrow what is HTTP get put post. I will show you the browser very clearly. See, I created one more method. You see now it is added to the Swagger automatically in the weather forecast below itself. Responsible 500. 1 second. Maybe due to this issue. HTTP get name equal to this one. Get list. We'll get the new list of integers and return num. No need to do to list. It will directly do that. Okay. Let's try this. Uh, uh, uh. Let's check whether if we have any errors. No. Uh, we'll just do this way. Okay. Range of 1 to 5. Let's see, we are sending range of 1 to 5 of list and let's check now. Fail to load API definition. It's correct only, no? Okay. We'll just comment this down and let's check one more time. So we got this anyway, no issues. So it is getting perfectly. Maybe some other thing configuration is missing. You can understand from tomorrow. If I enable this, it is not working fine. Maybe due to some configuration issues. We need to configure somewhere it's missing. Or we will do just to return the string. Let's check. Okay, return. This is some another method. Okay. Okay, no issues. We'll check that tomorrow. One second. Hello. Hello. Yeah. Hello. Open your mail and check first round and second round who took in the names. So, if you open the material, now you understand transient scoped singleton. As we discussed yesterday, it will create new reference every time. Scoped means the same reference will be given in that particular session. Singleton means it will create only one object and will be shared. And this is the configuration you want to do, you can do. We already did that. So controller level, controllers and all you can get to know tomorrow, but all the controller services which we injected, right? There only. Because we injected today also. In this controller, we injected message. So this is the same way. Nothing much apart from that. So constructor injection. So we did constructor injection only. That injection we are already assigning in the constructor level. It will automatically get. Nobody will call that. Correct? We have property injection also. We can set to the property also. So here we will create a property. For that also we can assign it directly. In olden days we have startup file. Nowadays we have program.cs file. And any options if you want to create it, right? We can able to create in settings like that when we can able to create a class for that. That from tomorrow you can get to know. So అది ఎలా అంటే go here in app settings.json I will create something, okay? I will create my settings. Got it? In my settings we have username, comma, password. You understand? You can able to read this dynamically from options class. So ఇది ఉంది కదా, you can create add options. You can create add options. Go to this and you can able to add the options. Builder dot services dot add options. You can able to add the options. So that the same way, whatever we configured here, see my settings, right? You can able to read this way because I created my settings. I need to create a class for that, okay? My settings అనే class create చేయాలి. Okay, so go and create a my settings class. Add new item, my settings. There what I need to do? Public thing first username కదా. Username get set. Next password. Password get set. Then you can able to do configure. Then you need to do configuration. Not getting my settings. So configuration class is added, and this my settings, right? You want to read from the tab settings.json. You need to give this particular thing so that you can able to read that in any file. How? Anyway, we'll do it tomorrow. But the thing is that we are already configured that, and in wherever the class you want, you just get this my settings options. That value you'll get right. That value dot username and value dot password. You can directly get and you can able to use it. That will do it tomorrow, because whenever we are connecting with database, right, we need to do it. That also I given. We'll do it with the database for that. So middlewares I told you. So middlewares is a piece of software for all, whatever it may be, like HTTPS, redirection, MVC, controllers, everything. You will understand all these features from tomorrow, where I can, make you understand how the web works and HTTP calls, HTTPS, what is that, everything you can know. And yesterday we discussed to how to get the service by type in the main method, right? Get service of this my dependency in yesterday's class. Again, I just make it recap of here. See database settings I created, right? The same which I configured in the database kind of options. What we discussed now, right? Options and okay, configured options here. The same also you can do. I think that's all. So let's remove this as of now. So how to create the project. What is the project structure as of now? Tomorrow we'll have more project structure from controller, service, repository layer, database layer and all. And how to run it and how to configure it. You try to do this point. Tomorrow you need to understand how the web works in the next module. And what is the HTTP operations, what is the IP address, port number, everything you can get to know. After that, we'll develop the application from day after tomorrow. Where is this syllabus? Yes. You just go through this material and understand. Day after tomorrow, we'll implement the database and everything. Tomorrow, we'll know the HTTP operations and everything. By 7th module, we might be completing the syllabus. After that, it's security. Security means login, log out, everything. So you'll get to know tomorrow very clear what is happening in the web applications, and we'll implementing the API for that.